One of the greatest pursuits of life is in the process of establishing one's own being. That is to say, that we all start as strangers to ourselves, and in spite of a yet budded mind, there is this inherent knowing of the self, the quiet voice that emerges from stillness. Through a lifetime, we undergo the process of learning who we are as flawed, limited beings, and eventually we are able to say, yes, I am real enough. Then the matter of people. At times it seems as though there is this space between the self and others, particularly when we are close to someone. This truly starts to matter to us. To be seen, to share our great pains and joy. And yet there is this layer between us, but it's not something of isolation. Rather, an awareness that even if we were to take our most refined perceptions, paired with the exacting miracle of language, we can still miss what we're trying to express entirely. Something is lost to vapor. The emotional weight of the experience evaporates the precise moment it's verbalized. In spite of this, we write. We take the chance that rests upon our thoughts and use faith in the act of creating, because there is this immense lack in the world of what we have felt for a lifetime, and to knowingly leave it unspoken would be akin to some sort of death. We recognize all of this and see that writing is a joyful burden to carry. In spite of the endless, curious observability of reality existing on inherent understanding, we are told that there is no meaning in this life. All is happenstance and fleeting. There is no truth. This is an attitude that I fundamentally disagree with and find to be antithetical to all of the greatest embodiments of human striving found in art and literature. There are truths regarding the human condition that remain the same throughout history. That's why we can connect to texts written in foreign cultures hundreds of years removed from where we are now. There is some continuancy to this existence we all take part in and share. With all that being said, that's why I think it is important to share the poetic tradition with others, so that they can see what it carries and why it matters. This is why I've decided to start this writing series that's focused on Western poetry and its rich history. This series will be referred to as Root of Ramose because it will be focusing on the enduring truths that are held within the branches of poetic history. Together, we will explore poetry in depth by learning about its history of form, aesthetics, and meaning. We'll observe the mechanics of poetry and learn how to implement many different kinds of literary tools. Really, the aim of this series is to help anyone that wants to improve their writing by learning about the established tradition of poetics beyond a superficial handling of each text. This will improve both our authorial intent as well as our emotional execution when writing poetry. It is my hope that this series will help to facilitate a space for poets who share both a respect for the writers who have come before us and those who will follow us. Philosophically speaking, while I dismiss the notion of following tradition for the sake of tradition, I do believe that ideas and values of merit are able to be passed down through the generations and are able to withstand rational evaluation. Additionally, I dearly love language, and I believe there is great pleasure in experiencing the consciousness of others and seeing how those ideas are uniquely crafted in such a way that it conquers both time and space. This series is founded on the hope that perhaps through humble understanding and earnest effort that we too may take part in the poetic tradition. So next week we will begin the first piece of study for Root of Ramose by introducing the Babylonian text, the Epic of Gilgamesh. Thank you all, and see you next time.